Tonight, we imagine stepping into a cozy osteria in Florence or Venice, where the gentle glow of candlelight dances on frescoed walls and the air is filled with the soothing notes of a lute. If you enjoy this tranquil journey through history, please like and subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. What would you savor first in an Italian inn of the past? Part 1. Florence and Venice in the Renaissance. In the heart of the Renaissance, Florence and Venice stood as vibrant centers of culture and commerce, each city humming with life and innovation. Florence, nestled among the rolling hills of Tuscany, was a cradle of artistic brilliance. The Medici family, patrons of the arts, fostered an environment where creativity could flourish. Sculptors and painters like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci wandered the city's cobbled streets, their minds brimming with ideas that would shape the world. The air was filled with the scent of blossoming gardens, and the gentle murmur of the Arno River provided a soothing backdrop to the city's daily bustle. In every corner, the spirit of humanism inspired new thoughts and dialogues, reflecting a deep appreciation for the past while eagerly embracing the future. Meanwhile, Venice, the serene city of canals, stood as a glittering gateway between east and west. Its harbors brimmed with ships carrying silks, spices, and gems from distant shores, and the markets near the Rialto rang with the music of barter and bright voices. Merchants traveled endlessly along these trade routes, so they needed somewhere to sleep at night. Thus arose the Osterie, from the Italian oste meaning host, simple taverns where food, wine, and sometimes a bed could be found. What began as houses of hospitality for weary traders and sailors soon became social centers of city life. Here, the air smelled of baked bread and stew, the talk flowed as freely as the wine, and the flicker of candles turned rough tables into warm refuge. These early inns and taverns bridged the world of trade and the world of rest, where business gave way to conversation and travelers became guests. In Venice, the locand offered a similar refuge, their ambiance infused with the city's unique charm. Here the sound of a lute might drift through the air, its notes mingling with the gentle lapping of water against the canal walls. The flicker of lanterns reflected off the polished marble tables, creating a kaleidoscope of light and shadow. Guests savored plates of fresh seafood, caught just hours before, paired with olives and rich, spiced wines that warmed the soul. These inns were not just places to rest. They were crossroads of culture and connection, where merchants shared tales of their journeys, and scholars debated the latest philosophical ideas. The warmth of the fire, the clinking of glasses, and the hum of friendly conversation created a sense of belonging, a reminder of the shared human experience. The Osterie and locand of Florence and Venice were microcosms of the larger Renaissance world, reflecting the era's blend of tradition and innovation. They were places where the refinement of Italian civic life was evident in the courtesy and hospitality extended to every guest, yet they retained a simplicity that made them accessible to all. The frescoes on the walls, the music in the air, and the flavors on the table were all expressions of a society that cherished beauty and knowledge. In these spaces the past and present coexisted harmoniously, each enhancing the other, creating an atmosphere where ideas could be exchanged as freely as goods. As the night wore on, and the city began to settle into a gentle slumber, the inns remained a beacon of light and warmth. The conversations softened, the music slowed, and the flickering candles cast long shadows on the walls. Outside, the streets of Florence and the canals of Venice lay quiet under the watchful gaze of the stars. The Renaissance was not just a period of artistic and intellectual achievement. It was a time of connection and community, where the Osterie and locande played a vital role in the tapestry of everyday life. Here, within these welcoming walls, the spirit of the age was alive, a gentle reminder of the enduring power of human creativity and companionship. As the evening deepened, the atmosphere in the Osterie and locande of Florence and Venice took on a serene and contemplative quality. The gentle strumming of the lute provided a soothing backdrop, its melodies weaving through the conversations like a gentle breeze. The patrons, having satisfied their hunger, now lingered over their cups, the rich, spiced wine warming them against the cool night air. The interplay of light and shadow from the flickering candles created an intimate setting, inviting quiet reflection and deeper discourse. Here, amidst the laughter and low murmurs, ideas flowed as freely as the wine, each conversation a spark in the grand tapestry of Renaissance thought. In Florence, the influence of the Medici family was evident, not only in the grandiose art and architecture, but also in the intellectual climate fostered within these inns. Scholars and philosophers often gathered here, their discussions ranging from the revival of classical texts to the latest advancements in science and astronomy. The Osterie provided a democratic space where ideas could be exchanged freely, bridging the gap between the learned elite and the curious traveler. The aroma of roasted chestnuts and the subtle sweetness of figs added to the sensory richness of the evening, each flavor a testament to the region's bountiful harvests. In this nurturing environment, the seeds of innovation were sown, contributing to the flourishing of a new era of enlightenment. Venice, with its cosmopolitan spirit, offered a different yet equally enriching experience. The locandes were melting pots of culture, where the languages of the world mingled in a harmonious symphony. Traders from the Orient shared tales of distant lands, their stories painting vivid pictures of exotic markets and bustling ports. The air was thick with the scent of salt and sea, a reminder of the city's maritime prowess. Venetian cuisine, with its emphasis on fresh seafood and aromatic herbs, mirrored the city's connection to the sea and its bounty. Each dish was a celebration of the diverse influences that shaped Venetian life, from the spices of the East to the simple, hearty flavors of the Italian countryside. The interiors of these establishments were a testament to the craftsmanship of the time. In Florence, frescoed walls depicted scenes from mythology and nature, inviting patrons to lose themselves in the stories told through art. The soft glow of candles highlighted the intricate details of the paintings, each brushstroke a reminder of the city's artistic heritage. In Venice, the decor reflected the city's opulence and grandeur, with gilded mirrors and ornate chandeliers casting a warm, golden light. The beauty of the surroundings was matched by the elegance of the service, where every guest was treated with a respect and courtesy that spoke to the refinement of Italian hospitality. As the night wore on, the rhythm of the cities slowed to a gentle lull. Outside, the moon cast a silvery light over the Arno River and the Venetian canals, creating a serene and otherworldly landscape. The Osterie and locande, however, remained vibrant sanctuaries, their doors open to the weary traveler and the curious scholar alike. These inns were more than mere places of rest. They were vital hubs of social and cultural exchange, where the spirit of the Renaissance was embodied in every interaction. Here, amidst the warmth and camaraderie, the boundaries between past and present blurred, allowing for a seamless flow of ideas and inspiration. In this tranquil setting, the importance of community and connection was palpable. The shared experience of dining, conversing, and reflecting fostered a sense of belonging and unity, transcending social and economic divides. The Osterie and locande served as microcosms of the broader Renaissance movement, where art, knowledge, and humanism converged in a celebration of life and creativity. As the last notes of the lute faded into the night, and the candles burned low, the inns continued to pulse with the quiet energy of their patrons, each moment a testament to the enduring legacy of this remarkable period in history. Part 2. The ambiance of Osterie and locande. The Osterie and locande of Florence and Venice offered a serene respite for weary travelers. Candles flickered softly on walls adorned with intricate frescoes, casting a warm, golden light that danced across the room. The aroma of spiced wine mingled with the earthy scent of wooden beams and stone floors, creating an inviting atmosphere. Soft melodies from a lute drifted through the air, each note weaving seamlessly into the gentle hum of conversation. Here, the world outside seemed to pause, replaced by the comforting rhythms of laughter and quiet chatter. The tables, crafted from rich, dark wood, were scattered with simple yet elegant dishes. Bowls of olives glistened under the candlelight, their briny scent mingling with the aroma of freshly baked bread. Plates of pasta, adorned with vibrant herbs and rich sauces, beckoned to those seated around them. Glasses filled with wine from the nearby hills reflected the flickering light, their deep hues promising warmth and relaxation. As patrons sipped and savored, the clinking of cutlery provided a gentle percussion to the evening's symphony. Around these tables, merchants from distant lands shared tales of their journeys. Stories of bustling bazaars and far-off cities filled the room, each word spoken with a sense of wonder and discovery. The language of trade transcended borders, as gestures and shared laughter bridged any gaps. Here, in this haven of hospitality, cultures intertwined, and the world seemed a little smaller. The innkeeper moved gracefully among the guests, ensuring each traveler felt at home, their presence a testament to the art of welcome. The frescoed walls, adorned with scenes of myth and history, whispered stories of their own. Each brushstroke captured the essence of a bygone era, inviting guests to lose themselves in the past. The gentle flicker of candlelight brought these images to life, shadows playing across the faces of gods and heroes. In this space, art and life converged, creating a tapestry of color and light that enveloped all who entered. The inns were more than mere shelters. They were living galleries celebrating the rich tapestry of Italian heritage. As the evening deepened, the air grew cooler, and the scents of the inn shifted. The rich aroma of roasted meats and simmering stews filled the room, mingling with the sweet scent of honeyed pastries. Outside, the distant sound of water lapping against stone added a soothing backdrop to the night. Within, the gentle crackle of the hearth provided warmth and comfort, a reassuring presence amidst the quiet murmur of voices. In these moments, time seemed to slow, allowing each guest to savor the simple pleasures of good company and nourishing fare. In this tranquil refuge, the essence of Renaissance Italy was alive and vibrant. The Osterie and Locanda reflected the refinement of civic life, blending elegance with the simplicity of genuine hospitality. Each inn was a microcosm of the broader world, a place where stories were shared and friendships were forged. As the night unfolded, the inns became sanctuaries of rest and reflection, offering solace and connection to all who passed through their doors. As the night continued, the gentle strumming of the lute wove its way into the hearts of those gathered, each note echoing softly against the frescoed walls. The musician, seated in a quiet corner, played with a serene grace, his fingers dancing effortlessly across the strings. The melodies he conjured spoke of distant lands and forgotten tales, each tune a delicate thread in the tapestry of the evening. Patrons listened, some with eyes closed, allowing the music to carry them to places both familiar and unknown. The lute's voice, at once tender and vibrant, seemed to hold the very essence of the Renaissance spirit. The flickering candlelight painted a tableau of tranquility, shadows gently swaying in rhythm with the music. The warm glow illuminated faces, each one etched with the contentment of the moment. Conversations flowed like a gentle stream, punctuated by soft laughter and the occasional clink of glasses. The air was alive with the scent of rosemary and thyme, herbs that adorned dishes crafted with care and tradition. It was a feast for the senses, where taste and sound, sight and smell blended seamlessly into a harmonious whole. In the corners of the room, travelers from different corners of the world exchanged glances and nods, their languages mingling in a symphony of human connection. The Osterie and Locande were melting pots of culture, where ideas and customs flowed as freely as the wine. Each story shared was a bridge, linking lives and experiences across time and space. The innkeeper, with a knowing smile, ensured every guest felt the warmth of welcome, their attentive presence a silent promise of comfort and care. The scent of cinnamon and cloves wafted through the air, a gentle reminder of the spiced wine that had become a hallmark of these gatherings. Its rich aroma mingled with the lingering notes of roasted meats, creating a sensory tapestry that enveloped all who entered. The simple act of sharing a meal became a celebration of community and kinship, where the boundaries of the outside world seemed to dissolve into the flickering shadows. In this serene haven, art and life danced together, each complementing the other in perfect harmony. The frescoes that adorned the walls were not mere decorations, but windows into another time, inviting guests to ponder the stories they depicted. With each glance, the past seemed to whisper its secrets, weaving history into the fabric of the present. Here, in this refuge of calm and camaraderie, the Renaissance was not just an era, but a living presence, breathing through every note, every taste, every whispered word. And so, the night unfolded gently, a canvas of shared experiences and quiet joys. In the Osterie and Locande, the soul of Italy thrived, a testament to the enduring power of hospitality and the simple pleasures of life. As candles burned low and the music played on, each guest found a piece of themselves in the warmth of the evening, a memory to carry with them long after they departed into the night. Part 3. Cuisine and Hospitality. In the serene ambiance of Renaissance Italy, the Osterie and Locande of Florence and Venice stood as beacons of hospitality. As travelers entered these havens, they were greeted by the inviting aroma of freshly prepared meals. The air was rich with the scent of garlic, rosemary, and thyme, mingling with the earthy undertones of roasting meats. Each dish was crafted with care, reflecting the abundant produce of the Italian countryside. Pasta, hand-rolled and tender, was often served with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of grated cheese, its simplicity celebrated in every bite. The warmth of the innkeepers was palpable, their smiles as generous as the portions they served. In these establishments, the art of cooking was deeply intertwined with the essence of Italian culture. The dishes were not merely sustenance, but a celebration of the land's bounty. Olives plucked from ancient groves were pressed into oil that gleamed like liquid gold. Tomatoes, sun-ripened and bursting with flavor, found their way into rich sauces that clung to every strand of pasta. Bread, baked to a perfect crust, was a staple at every table, its aroma mingling with that of the wines that flowed freely. These wines, crafted from grapes grown on sun-drenched hills, were a testament to the region's viticultural prowess, their flavors ranging from robust and full-bodied to light and effervescent. The evening meal was more than just a dining experience. It was a communal affair. As candles flickered gently on frescoed walls, conversations ebbed and flowed like the tides of the nearby seas. Merchants from distant lands shared tales of their travels, their voices a tapestry of languages and accents. The sound of a lute, played softly in a corner, added a melodic undercurrent to the night, its notes weaving through the air like a gentle breeze. This harmonious blend of music and conversation created an atmosphere of warmth and camaraderie, inviting all who entered to linger and savor the moment. Hospitality in these inns was an art form in itself, characterized by a genuine warmth that transcended language and culture. Innkeepers, with their intuitive understanding of their guests' needs, ensured that every traveler felt at home. Rooms were modest but comfortable, their simplicity offering a peaceful retreat from the day's journey. Linen sheets, freshly laundered and fragrant, provided a soft embrace for weary bodies. The gentle glow of candlelight cast a soothing light, encouraging rest and reflection as the night unfolded. The connection between host and guest was a sacred bond, rooted in the traditions of Italian hospitality. It was common for innkeepers to share stories of their own, creating a reciprocal exchange that enriched both parties. This cultural exchange was a hallmark of Renaissance Italy, reflecting the open-mindedness and curiosity that defined the era. Through food and conversation, barriers were broken down and connections forged, each encounter leaving a lasting impression on those who experienced it. As the evening waned, the inns became a sanctuary of serenity. The gentle clinking of glasses, the soft murmur of voices, and the distant strumming of the lute created a symphony of sounds that lulled travelers into a state of relaxation. The world outside, with its hustle and bustle, seemed a distant memory, replaced by the timeless tranquility of these cherished spaces. Here, within the embrace of the Osterie and Locande, the spirit of the Renaissance thrived, a testament to the enduring power of hospitality and the simple joys of shared moments. In the heart of these vibrant cities, the culinary offerings went beyond mere nourishment, weaving a tapestry of flavors that captured the essence of the Renaissance spirit. The Osterie and Locande were places where the art of cooking blossomed, with chefs taking pride in their ability to transform simple ingredients into culinary masterpieces. Risotto, creamy and infused with saffron, was a favorite among patrons, its golden hue mirroring the warmth of the candlelight. Fish, freshly caught from the nearby seas, was often grilled and served with a squeeze of lemon, its delicate flavors a testament to the sea's bounty. Desserts, such as biscotti and panna cotta, provided a sweet conclusion to the meal, their textures and tastes a delightful contrast to the savory courses that preceded them. As the evening unfolded, the inns became a melting pot of cultures and ideas. Travelers from across Europe and beyond gathered around wooden tables, sharing not just food, but stories and experiences from their journeys. The exchange of ideas was as rich as the meals themselves, with discussions ranging from art and science to politics and philosophy. This vibrant dialogue reflected the intellectual curiosity of the time, as people from diverse backgrounds came together in pursuit of knowledge and understanding. The atmosphere was one of mutual respect and admiration, each person contributing to a collective tapestry of wisdom and insight. The role of the innkeeper was central to this experience, acting as both host and facilitator of these interactions. With a keen sense of observation and an innate ability to connect with people, innkeepers ensured that each guest felt valued and appreciated. They moved gracefully through the rooms, attending to the needs of their patrons with a quiet efficiency that belied their importance. Whether recommending a particular wine or sharing a tale of local lore, their presence added a personal touch to the evening, enhancing the overall ambiance of warmth and hospitality. In the quiet corners of these inns, artists and musicians often found inspiration. The gentle hum of conversation and the rhythmic strumming of the lute created a soothing backdrop, encouraging creativity and reflection. Painters captured the lively scenes in their sketches, while poets penned verses inspired by the evening's encounters. These creative expressions were a testament to the profound influence of the Osterie and locande, which served as both a refuge and a muse for those who sought solace in their welcoming embrace. The enduring legacy of these Renaissance inns lies in their ability to foster a sense of community and connection. They were not merely places to rest and eat, but spaces where people came together to share in the joys of life. The simple pleasures of good food, engaging conversation, and genuine hospitality created an atmosphere that transcended the ordinary, leaving an indelible mark on all who passed through their doors. In this way, the Osterie and locande of Florence and Venice became more than just inns. They were havens of culture and camaraderie, where the spirit of the Renaissance flourished in the hearts and minds of those who gathered within. Part 4. Social Gatherings and Conversation. As the sun set over the bustling cities of Florence and Venice, the inns came alive with the gentle hum of conversation. These gatherings were more than mere social events. They were vibrant exchanges of ideas and stories from distant lands. Merchants and travelers, weary from their journeys, found solace in the welcoming embrace of these establishments. The air was thick with the scent of freshly baked bread and the subtle spice of mulled wine, inviting all who entered to linger and share their tales. The inns, nestled within the labyrinthine streets, stood as sanctuaries where knowledge flowed as freely as the wine. At the heart of these gatherings was the art of conversation, an essential aspect of Renaissance life. Discussions ranged from the mundane to the profound, touching on the latest political developments, artistic innovations, and scientific discoveries. In Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance, patrons might find themselves debating the works of Leonardo or Michelangelo, whose art adorned the city. Meanwhile, in Venice, conversations often turned to the sea, trade, and the exotic goods that flowed through its ports. The diversity of topics reflected the rich tapestry of life during this period, where every voice added to the symphony of ideas. The ambiance of the inns contributed significantly to the spirit of these gatherings. Flickering candlelight cast warm shadows on frescoed walls, depicting scenes of myth and history. The gentle strumming of a lute or the soft melody of a flute provided a soothing backdrop, creating an atmosphere conducive to reflection and discussion. The clinking of glasses and the murmur of voices blended into a harmonious soundscape, enveloping guests in a cocoon of comfort. In these settings, time seemed to slow, allowing conversations to unfold at their own pace, free from the rush of daily life. The exchange of news and ideas was not limited to words alone. Many inns were adorned with maps and charts, tools of navigation for the curious and the learned. Merchants used these to illustrate their journeys, tracing routes across seas and continents, bringing to life the tales of their travels. Such visual aids enriched the narratives, sparking curiosity and inspiring dreams of adventure. These exchanges were not just about sharing information, but fostering a sense of community and connection, bridging the gaps between different cultures and backgrounds. While the inns served as centers of intellectual exchange, they also played a crucial role in the social fabric of Renaissance society. They were places where hierarchies blurred, and people from various walks of life could come together. A nobleman might find himself seated beside a humble craftsman, each learning from the other's experiences. These interactions helped to break down barriers, fostering a spirit of equality and mutual respect. The inns were microcosms of the broader Renaissance world, reflecting its values of curiosity, openness, and the pursuit of knowledge. In the quiet hours of the night, as the conversations began to wane, the inns continued to offer a refuge for those seeking rest. The soft glow of the dying candles and the lingering notes of music created a tranquil environment, inviting guests to relax and reflect on the evening's discussions. Here, within these welcoming walls, travelers found not just a place to rest their bodies, but also a space to nourish their minds and souls. The inns of Florence and Venice, with their rich tapestry of sounds, scents, and stories, stood as enduring symbols of Renaissance hospitality and enlightenment. As the evening deepened, the inns became sanctuaries where the boundaries between cultures gently dissolved. Travelers from distant lands brought with them tales of far-off places, their words painting vivid pictures of exotic landscapes and bustling markets. Listeners, captivated by these narratives, leaned in closer, eager to catch every detail. The stories of foreign customs and distant wonders expanded the horizons of those gathered, sparking imaginations and fostering a sense of shared humanity. In this melting pot of ideas, knowledge was not only shared, but also woven into the rich fabric of Renaissance thought. The role of these inns extended beyond mere conversation. They were hubs of innovation and creativity. Artisans and thinkers exchanged not only words but sketches and designs, collaborating on projects that would push the boundaries of art and science. In the dim candlelight, ideas took shape on parchment, their potential limited only by the imagination of their creators. These exchanges often led to unexpected partnerships, where the skills of one complemented the vision of another, leading to creations that would leave a lasting impact on the world. In these moments, the inns became crucibles of creativity, where the spirit of the Renaissance thrived. Food and drink played a central role in these gatherings, acting as both sustenance and a catalyst for connection. The aroma of roasted meats mingled with the fragrance of freshly pressed olive oil, creating an inviting tapestry of scents. Plates of pasta, rich with local flavors, were shared among friends and strangers alike, encouraging camaraderie and the breaking of bread as a symbol of unity. The wine, a deep red from the surrounding hills, flowed generously, loosening tongues and fostering a spirit of openness. Through the simple act of sharing a meal, bonds were forged and friendships deepened. The inns also served as informal schools, where learning was a communal experience. Scholars and students alike gathered around tables, engaging in spirited debates and discussions. These sessions were not confined to the learned elite. Anyone with curiosity and a willingness to listen could partake. The informal setting encouraged a free exchange of ideas, where questions were welcomed and knowledge was accessible to all. This democratization of learning reflected the Renaissance ideals of discovery and enlightenment, where education was seen as a path to personal and societal growth. In the gentle embrace of night, the inns transformed into places of reflection and introspection. As the conversations quieted, guests found solace in the calmness that settled over the rooms. The soft flicker of the remaining candles and the distant echo of a lute's melody provided a soothing backdrop for contemplation. It was in these quiet moments that the events of the evening were distilled into memories, leaving a lasting impression on those present. The inns, with their warm hospitality and rich cultural tapestry, offered not just a physical refuge, but a space for the mind to wander and dream. Thus, the inns of Florence and Venice stood as more than mere way stations for weary travelers. They were vibrant centers of cultural exchange, where ideas flowed as freely as the wine and where the spirit of the Renaissance was both celebrated and lived. Through conversation, collaboration, and camaraderie, these establishments left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of those who passed through their doors, embodying the timeless values of hospitality, knowledge, and community. Part 5. The Art of Leisure and Rest. In the tranquil embrace of a Renaissance evening, the inns of Florence and Venice offered havens of relaxation and rejuvenation. These osterie and locande, nestled amid the vibrant civic life, provided travelers with a gentle respite from their journeys. The air inside was warm and inviting, filled with the soft glow of candlelight that flickered against frescoed walls, casting intricate shadows that danced gracefully in the dim light. The scent of spiced wine mingled with the earthy aroma of freshly baked bread, creating a comforting atmosphere that enveloped weary souls. Guests, both local and from distant lands, found solace in these spaces, where time seemed to slow, allowing them to savor the simple pleasures of conversation and companionship. The architecture of these inns reflected a harmonious blend of functionality and beauty. Built with sturdy stone, they offered a sense of permanence and security, yet the interiors were adorned with delicate artistry. Wooden beams crisscrossed the ceilings, supporting roofs that sheltered patrons from the elements. The walls were often embellished with frescoes depicting scenes from nature or classical mythology, offering a visual feast for those who lingered within. Tables and benches, crafted from rich, dark wood, provided communal seating, encouraging camaraderie among strangers. The design of these spaces fostered an environment where relaxation came naturally, as if the very walls whispered tales of tranquility to those who entered. The culinary offerings of these establishments were both simple and exquisite, showcasing the rich bounty of the surrounding regions. Plates of freshly made pasta, drizzled with olive oil and sprinkled with herbs, were served alongside bowls of ripe olives and wedges of cheese. The flavors were honest and pure, a testament to the skill of the innkeepers who took pride in their craft. Wine, sourced from the lush hills nearby, flowed freely, its deep, robust notes complementing the meal and enhancing the convivial spirit of the evening. The act of sharing food and drink became a ritual of connection, binding guests in a shared experience of nourishment and delight. Music, a gentle companion to the evening's repose, floated softly through the air. The delicate notes of a lute, played by a skilled musician, wove a tapestry of sound that was both soothing and enchanting. The melodies, sometimes lively, sometimes wistful, mirrored the rhythm of the conversations that ebbed and flowed around them. This musical backdrop, unobtrusive yet ever-present, created an ambiance that was both calming and uplifting, inviting guests to lose themselves in its gentle embrace. Conversation, the lifeblood of these gatherings, flowed as smoothly as the wine. Merchants and travelers exchanged tales of their journeys, sharing news from faraway lands and insights into the cultures they had encountered. Scholars debated philosophy and art, their discussions punctuated by laughter and thoughtful nods. Local patrons, familiar with the ebb and flow of city life, shared stories of the day's events, weaving a rich tapestry of community and connection. In these moments, the inns transcended their role as mere shelters, becoming vibrant hubs of intellectual and cultural exchange. As the evening progressed, a sense of peace settled over the inn, wrapping guests in a cocoon of warmth and contentment. The gentle hum of conversation softened, and the flickering candlelight grew dimmer, signaling the approach of night. Guests, their spirits lifted and their bodies refreshed, prepared to retire, knowing that they had found more than just a place to rest. In these Osterie and Locande, they had discovered a sanctuary where the art of leisure was practiced with grace and hospitality, leaving an indelible mark on their hearts and minds. The gentle art of leisure in Renaissance inns extended beyond mere physical comforts, embracing the spirit of hospitality that defined Italian civic life. Innkeepers, often seen as custodians of warmth and welcome, played a crucial role in creating an atmosphere of genuine care. With a friendly smile and a practiced hand, they ensured that each guest felt valued and at home. This nurturing environment encouraged travelers to relax, knowing they were in a place where their needs were anticipated and met with grace. Such attention to detail, whether in the presentation of a meal or the arrangement of a room, spoke volumes about the cultural refinement of the time. It was this blend of hospitality and artistry that made these inns cherished sanctuaries for those seeking rest. The communal nature of these establishments fostered a sense of belonging among patrons. Long wooden tables, often shared by strangers, became the setting for unexpected friendships and alliances. Conversations flowed easily, bridging gaps between different walks of life and creating a tapestry of shared human experience. The simplicity of the setting, devoid of pretension, allowed guests to connect on a personal level, free from the constraints of status or occupation. In these moments, the inns transcended their physical confines, becoming places where the spirit of community thrived and the boundaries of individuality softened. Beyond the walls of the inns, the surrounding landscapes played a subtle yet significant role in shaping the experience of leisure. The rolling hills and lush vineyards of the Italian countryside provided not only the ingredients for the meals, but also a visual feast that calmed the mind and soothed the soul. As guests gazed out at the serene vistas, they were reminded of the natural beauty that lay just beyond the bustling cities. This connection to the land, both through taste and sight, grounded them in a sense of place, enriching their stay with a deeper appreciation for the world around them. Even as the night deepened, the gentle rhythm of life within these havens continued unabated. The soft rustle of leaves outside, the distant call of a night bird, and the occasional laughter from a lingering conversation created a symphony of sounds that lulled guests into a state of peaceful reflection. In this serene environment, time seemed to stretch, offering a precious pause from the relentless pace of daily life. Guests could surrender to the quiet moments, allowing their thoughts to drift like the wisps of smoke from the dying embers in the hearth. The inns also served as cultural crossroads, where the exchange of ideas and traditions enriched the lives of all who gathered there. Merchants brought tales of distant lands, artists shared their visions, and scholars offered insights that sparked curiosity and wonder. This vibrant exchange of knowledge and creativity was a hallmark of Renaissance Italy, and the inns played a vital role in nurturing this intellectual and cultural ferment. Here, amid the warmth of candlelight and the gentle murmur of conversation, the seeds of innovation were sown, contributing to the rich tapestry of Renaissance achievements. As the final candles flickered low and the last notes of the lute faded into the night, the inns settled into a tranquil stillness. Guests, now enveloped in a cocoon of contentment, found their way to rest, their hearts full with the experiences of the evening. The inns had offered more than just shelter. They had provided a space where the art of leisure and rest was celebrated with quiet elegance. In the embrace of these storied walls, travelers discovered not only refuge, but also a deeper connection to the enduring spirit of Renaissance life. As the evening deepens in the heart of Renaissance Italy, the gentle hum of conversation in the Osterie and locande begins to soften. The flickering candlelight casts a warm, golden glow over the frescoed walls, where stories of gods and heroes seem to dance in the shadows. The air is filled with the comforting aroma of spices, mingling with the earthy scent of olives and the rich, velvety notes of wine. In this tranquil setting, travelers find a moment of respite. The soft strumming of a lute drifts through the air, a soothing melody that weaves through the gentle murmur of voices. Here, beneath the vaulted ceilings, Merchants and wanderers alike share tales of distant lands, their words a tapestry of experiences and dreams. These inns, simple yet refined, embody the spirit of Italian hospitality. They are places where the world feels both vast and intimately connected, where every visitor is a part of the unfolding story. In the quiet corners, laughter mingles with the clinking of glasses, each sound a testament to the shared human experience. As the night wears on, the city outside begins to rest, its bustling streets now hushed under the watchful gaze of the stars. Within the walls of these welcoming havens, a sense of peace settles. The warmth of the hearth, the gentle glow of the candles, and the shared moments of connection create a sanctuary from the world beyond. And so, in the gentle embrace of the Renaissance night, the spirit of Florence and Venice whispers a timeless lullaby, inviting all who enter to find solace and serenity, until the dawn softly calls them to a new day.